Why does it seem like some people have all the luck? The truth is, I don't believe in luck. I believe in ideas, hard work, and lots of networking. As my dad once said, it takes a lot of work to be lucky.
Truer words have never been spoken, and I was going to need his advice if I was going to move my classroom to the living room. Clearly, I was not going to become a filmmaker overnight, but I had the feeling this was not going away anytime soon. So why not start now and see where it takes me?
And I knew exactly where to start. My nephew is Ren Weichman, creative director at Corridor Digital. Of all the people I've known in my life, he is one of the most skilled at self-initiating a project for which he should have no reason to expect a successful outcome, and yet that's what he gets. So I called Ren up.
Cool.
All right. How are things going?
Things are going all right. It's been a busy weekend. I did a lot of one-wheeling. I descended down off of a mountain yesterday, which is really cool. I'm pretty sure I did the highest elevation loss possible in LA.
Ren, can you show us where we're going to be riding?
That trail?
Yep. I went from the top of Mount Disappointment in the Angeles Mountains here, all the way down to the Rose Bowl. That was 6,200 feet of elevation loss.
I asked Ren, what will I need to record demonstrations from a variety of angles, as well as facilitate interviews for my documentary Exploring Inspiration. I also needed outdoor action footage, and all of it had to be done on a very tight budget. Ren recommended I put my money into a good microphone, lights, and a 360 camera.
How do I learn this equipment? Which is the whole point of my sabbatical, right? To learn the equipment.
Okay,
I came up with the idea of Exploring Inspiration just so I'd have a story to follow while I learned the equipment.
Yeah, no, you got to have a project to work on to learn something. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, you can get by with literally just your phone. Okay, so I guess the presumption first off is that we all have a phone. We can literally get by making everything we want with just that. But the bare necessities for a good sort of like video production, you would think it's the camera. No, that's not even the second most important thing. The most important thing is good lighting followed by good sound, and then you can get a good camera. I guess it really comes down to what is your budget? If you're going to be going bare bones, all right, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know what I need. You're in luck because you already have most of what you need. And then it's it really comes down to what are you trying to get? Are you wanting to shoot an action film? What is the goal that you need to basically kit out your gear for? The first step that you were looking at was how do you work from home while teaching to students? Well, webcam on your laptop, get a good little ring light so you're all perfectly illuminated. Now, you posed an interesting question where you wanted to be able to get 2 points of view, say during an interview where you're interviewing someone, but you also want to get the footage of you two asking these questions. And right away, that now involves a 2-camera setup. But if you are literally just rocking it by yourself,
yes.
I think one of the best ways to go about it is by getting a 360 camera, because that will capture everything. And then after the fact, you can go in and specifically crop out a window that you want. And that is now your full video. But you can go back and do that again with a new cropped window. And that is now a second separate video, all sourced from the same original file. But in execution, they're 2 completely different videos.
That might be what I need.
The 360 camera has proven to be the wise choice for my money. It has a huge learning curve, but it's really fun to play with.
I don't know if you can see it. That's a 360. So that's what it's showing right now. And see how I can move it around?
That's cool.
Let's see, yeah. And then I can do so I can actually edit this.
I've been able to use it for face-to-face interviews as well as a secondary camera, providing alternative viewpoints for many of my interviews.
That is so cool.
Yeah, my nephew told me about the Insta360, and it's a huge learning curve because I'm so sick about this. You probably heard it. The one story that I had the 360 on the invisible selfie tripod on the middle of the table was in Greece on Santorini with the master potter, and we recorded the whole thing, and we were drinking and talking and high-fiving and showing art, and it was amazing. And I'm so stoked I have the 360 camera that caught the whole thing the whole time. I never took it off time lapse from the night before, and there's no audio. It's just time lapse. So what I ended up doing was, once I caught that, I just turned it off and I used my phone, and I managed to get other footage. So I captured him like teaching and talking. I was able to capture these still shots from the time lapse video off the 360. So I have a series of still shots, which, like you said, you can edit it, capture that still, like,
Yeah.
and then rotate it around, capture that still of the same moment, but the other side of the table.
No, that's a great way of solving this debacle. I mean, I've done that multiple times before, and
So I'm just gonna hit record. And get it sitting up right there. Okay.
In addition, it was great for outdoor drone-style footage on trails and underwater as I explore inspiration and record stories from around the world. I also reached out to my brother David. He showed me what a drone might offer, especially while I was exploring the great outdoors, looking for inspiration. It was clear that investing in a drone was not for me, not for this project, and not possible with the time I had available. So I didn't take the plunge in that direction, but it was fun to learn. Instead, I bought the much more affordable and easy-to-use alternative, a 4-foot and an 8-foot invisible selfie stick. This allowed me to use the 360 camera and get footage that appears to be from a drone.
It's no secret that today's technology is tomorrow's dinosaur. That was never more clear than when I interviewed Dr. Bidushi Bhattacharya, CEO and founder of AstroHub.
So we now have these handheld satellites called CubeSats, and this is a desktop model of a CubeSat. So it has a very basic processor. This one has a camera on it, and this is the actual size of something that flies in space. So what you normally have is solar panels on the outside to give it power, and this would be sent off either from a rocket or from the International Space Station. And these are used oftentimes to take images with their cameras. The images can be used to determine when crops are going to be ready. This is a really important problem to solve now that we have climate change, and we can't use previous years' weather patterns to determine harvesting. Then we have forest fires. We have issues with supply chains with pandemics. There are a lot of things in public health that are done with these kinds of images too, identifying warm water spots to help prevent malaria. The use cases for these satellites are many, and there are more and more of them going up every day. Of course, this is not a flight model, or I wouldn't just be handling it like this. But this actually has a transmitter on it, and we have a software sitting on our server where anybody can log in, and you can choose how to design and build one of these things. And then once you've assembled it all, you can go in and see what it would look like in 3D virtually. And then the cool thing is you can connect anywhere in the world you are, anywhere, to my satellite sitting right here. We give you a little code you type in, and through the internet you can go ahead and take a picture of anything that's sitting on my desk. And what I really love is I can have people from anywhere in the world operating the camera on this satellite through the internet. So this level of access is unprecedented, and we're all very comfortable with Zoom and online education now. So I really do see that this is possibly a silver lining from the pandemic. People have become comfortable with learning remotely, and we just love to be able to take that to the next level. So you're not just getting what I call content dumping in the form of PowerPoint slides.
Yeah, it's about facilitating whatever story it is you're trying to communicate, whether that's a story about inspiration or how to get a specific type of lip on a piece of pottery. All of these things are just trying to deliver that as effectively as possible. Technically, any of these things can deliver something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean it's going to be good or easy.
Right.
While the right tools can help us develop a better product, they can't do it by themselves. Tools require skills, but also a reason to use them. Now that I have the tools I need, it's time to put them to use. It's time to start asking the tough questions. I hope you've enjoyed today's adventure into technology. Next up, let's go investigate risk-taking, collaboration, and past experiences, and find out how they help inform inspiration and help lead to a better life. Until then,
It doesn't happen without work, does it?
Yeah. What's the phrase that Grandpa had?
Takes a lot of work to be lucky.